further ado, Mr. Poole, thank you for coming. Mr. Clay Shane, everybody.
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
I am not prepared.
Oh, yeah.
I love the stage still. It's still the best.
Oh, you
Sorry.
killed the astronaut.
I killed the astronaut. So, one thing I will ask all of you tonight is that I talk very fast. And this is my third open mic night. So if you think I'm talking too fast, just tell me. And I will slow down. It'll improve my comedy. So let's start off with that, okay? So I am Clay Shane. I am 49 years old and a naval officer. Naval officer. I'm in the Navy. I think you mentioned that actually. Are you not listening? Listen up. So here we go. I was raised Catholic. And so I feel like I have to confess to you guys. Oh, never mind. My wife is here. I can't confess anymore. Forgive me, crowd, for I have sinned. It has been 17 days since my last open mic night.
Oh.
And I know that for my penance, I'll have to do 20 knock-knock jokes and 10 limericks. That's your cue to laugh. All right, so why am I up here tonight? Well, like I said, I'm about to retire. I'm very excited to retire. So recently I've been trying out a few new jobs. So just last week I stood out in front of the embassy, had a little blue vest on, and I handed out happy face stickers to everybody and said, "Welcome to America." Welcome to America. That one didn't stick really well. So last Saturday, I went and stood out in my front yard, and I yelled at all the kids to get off the lawn. Except there were no kids, and it was lonely. So I needed a new job that would have people that would stand there and listen to me willingly, and that's what we're doing tonight. So thank you very much for coming out. I appreciate it. As long as we're talking about that, thank you for coming out tonight. This is the U.S. Embassy's first ever, as far as I know, open mic night. And so this is, we're learning, we're trying something new. Thank you, Ravi, for coming out. It's super awesome to have somebody from the outside coming in. So we appreciate all of your feedback. We want to hear from you what you like, what you don't like. We can get more comedians if you like them. Woo! And I'm done. Have a good night, everybody.
Clean up your act now.
Unfortunately, I do a clean act. Good evening, sir. How are you? Please meet Ravi, sir. He's our outside guest tonight. He's a big deal. So, I'm 49 years old, and I'm starting comedy for the first time. There are a lot of advantages to starting comedy when you're 49 years old. First of all, I have decades of material to draw from. When my grandma told me when I was 16 years old, "Oh, Clayton, you should do stand-up comedy," I had 2 years of being an angsty teen to draw from, and it wasn't pretty. Also, I don't have to worry about paying my bills, because I have a job. So, this is, and I don't think anybody is ever going to pay me for this. My wife might pay me to stop, which is a win-win for us. And the last thing about being 49, and I actually forgot what the last part is because she stared at me and she made me very nervous. So, okay, the last part is I don't care if you laugh at me or not. I'm 49 years old. I've got saggy balls. So if you don't like my comedy, get off my lawn! So it's very exciting to retire from the Navy after 28 years. This is next year. But the Navy's been very good to me. And when I joined the Navy, they said, "See the world." What they didn't tell me was that it was only the world that has a coast. So my perspective of the world is very moist. And I've never visited your country unless you have a coast. I'm so sorry, Liechtenstein. I had to look it up on a map, by the way, where Liechtenstein was. Terrible beaches, no coast. Great skiing, though. So, what? All right, sorry. So, in the Navy, they also promised me that I would have I didn't practice this today, so I apologize. They also told me when I joined the Navy that I would have a beautiful woman in every port. I was like, yeah, that sounds great. I would love that. I was 14 years old when they told me this. Fortunately, I have had a woman, a very beautiful woman in every port. It's just been my wife. Yeah. And every time I get off the boat, I'm like, what are you doing here? So far. So, Stage 5 Schlinger? Stage 6. All right, so I've tried again, damn it. I'm usually better than this. That's not true. I'm terrible at this. Third time. So, join the Navy, see the world, beautiful wife. Got it. So, my wife is my voice of reason. And the only reason she's my voice of reason is because my own voice of reason is broke. It stopped maturing at the age of 6. And so when I told my wife that I was thinking about doing stand-up comedy, she's like, that's a terrible idea. You're not going to make any money. I'll pay you to not do it. I told you this, it's true. But my voice of reason, which I will now refer to as
Voice of reason.
Hey, Clay, you should do stand-up comedy. You'd be great at it. You should tell jokes to people that they have to listen to. Just make sure the jokes are funny.
That's where I keep laughing. So, voice of reason. Is Elmo? Oh shit, I did the wrong voice of reason, I'm sorry. We'll get back to that.
This is how you balls.
So, I've been in the Navy 28 years. I spent 9 years of that in Japan. I met my wife in Japan. Very lucky. She is not Japanese, if you haven't noticed. We also, our youngest was born in Japan. She is convinced that she is Japanese. She has blonde hair.
Yeah.
She doesn't speak Japanese, but she is Japanese if you ask her. And so we love Japan. The one thing that is interesting about Japan, fun fact, is they have an entire alphabet that is dedicated to foreign words. 3 alphabets, 1 is only for foreign words. And so the Japanese don't want you to sully their language with your nasty foreign words. Which is true, it's funny, but it's true. So, I learned here, it's called katakana, and I learned katakana. And that's how I learned a Japanese accent, which you will be offended by in a few seconds. So, I was driving down the street, and I saw a sign that said, and I'll sound it out very slowly for you, because it took me a while. It's ku, ri, ni, nu. It's like, kurininu? What the hell is kurininu? And I kept saying it faster and faster. Kurininu, kurininu. Oh, that's cleaning in Japan. Interesting, right? So now I'm excited. I've started to read the signs. I can't read kanji, but I can read katakana and hiragana. The next one I see is my favorite udon restaurant. And I sound it out. Mu, ka, ke. Like, that doesn't sound right. That's why I did it again. Like, bukake. Bukake. If you're laughing right now, I don't want to see your search history. Fun fact, bukake in Japanese means to splash. And that's how the Japanese eat their noodles. When they slurp their noodles, broth goes everywhere, all over their face. Bukake. It's a Japanese word, look it up. Actually, don't go look. I tried to look it up today, it didn't work. It's only good in 2004. Please don't look it up. Okay. Or on a government computer, please don't. Thank you. So I learned to use a Japanese accent. And so I went to Akihabara in Tokyo to buy my first television. It was 2001. It was a beautiful HD television. It looked like I was looking through a window. You could only find them in Japan. And so I walked up to the guy and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, how much is the television?" He's like, "So sorry, I don't speak English." And I was like, "Okay, but we're having a conversation. That was pretty good." "Hi, but my vocabulary is not very good." I said, but you know the word vocabulary. And he said, "Hi, but when I speak English, the context is lost in many minutes. The nuance of English is very hard for me to have a conversation about." "Okay, sir. I just want to know how much the television is." "Hi, but I don't speak English." "Hold on 1 second. I will get a colleague who will tell you what you want to know in Japanese." And as he walked away, I said, "How much is a television?" He's like, "Oh, hi, television." And he wrote down the price of the television. And I can tell you it was too expensive. So I had other jokes coming, but it's all gone now. So one thing that's kind of my thing in the past 3 open mic nights, the history of my stand-up, is that my oldest daughter Emma has asked me to do one of her jokes every time. Oh please. Yeah. And this one most of you haven't heard it yet. She guarantees me that every adult laughs at this joke. So I think that it's a go-to. I've got to use it. Are you ready? Oh, you're gonna film it? What are you doing? Oh, I'm gonna film it right here. It's my camera. But go ahead. No, please. This may be better. Better quality. No. Did you hear about the buffalo with no ears?
No.
Neither did he. Boom! I need you to laugh. Some adults laugh. You did not laugh. You grimaced. All right, so that's my time, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for being a great crowd.